Here we are. Let's see who's first. Well, Vornice is first. Hey, Vornice, all the way from King County, Washington. Alicia is second. Alicia, happy Friday to you. Thank you for joining us. So Vornice won today, y'all. She's the first one on. And Mardell is third. Victoria is fourth. Hey, Victoria, thank you for joining us, and good to see you, Mardell. And of course, let's see, Ikele. Good to see you, Peanut. Good evening to you. Um, Major is on, and good to see you. Thank you for joining us as well. Brenda Ponda is on with us. Hey, Brenda. Linda Jones, had a chance to see her this week and really got a chance to see uh, the great Alderman Clifton Jones Jr. Got a chance to see him. Karina, thank you so much for joining us. Glad to have you on with us. Angela Kirkland is on with us. Gloria Wells is on. Hey, Trey, I saw Trey this week. Good to see you, Trey. Janet is on with us. Cynthia Busky has joined us. Wow. Now, we should really feel special to see the Cynthia Busky on with us. Sabrina is on. Hey, hope you are doing well. Thank you for joining us. Jorsette is on. We're really waiting for Miss Charlotte to join us, but since Jorsette is here, hey, Jorsette. Bernice says she's home in the beauty shop, all right. Trey, it was great seeing you last weekend as well. Appreciated that. Good to see Julia on with us. Barbara Foster is on. Good to see you, ma'am. Good to see my double brother Jamal on. Good to see you, sir. Camila has joined us. Thank you, ma'am. Good to see you. Dana is on. Happy Friday. And Pamela sent me an email, and I will read it. You have to inbox me about what email you sent it to. I have like 5 of them. So, Lita! I saw Lita today and had a chance to. It's always good to be around Lita. And I got one of them Lita hugs, so I was good. Barbara says it's Friday night. It is, and the feeling is right. Good to see Linda Kelly is in Reno, Nevada, the biggest, smallest city in America. Barbara Dolores is on as well. Natasha Jarrett, I am doing fine. Good to see you. Good to see Reverend Janice Swan Butts as well. Good to see Mona, uh, our housing counselor. Good to see her. Namaste to Zane Beyond Words, that phenomenal griot and poet. Lydia, good to see you as well. Heather has joined us from Bluffton. Good to see you, ma'am. Thank you for joining us. Lynette Wright is on with us. Good to see you, Lynette. Sharon Bryan is on from Midway. Benitra is on. Hey, E. Joyce Parrish is on with us every single week. Every single week. And I saw her like 2 weeks ago, and I was like tripping. I hadn't seen her like in like 4 years. Good to see Patty is joining us as usual from Florida Space Coast. Kathy, good to see you. Always good to see Andre Patterson. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Of course, Michelle and Mr. Bill are on. So we say Nene, Mary, Shell, and thank you so much. Good to see my brother Richard Dink is on with us. Cynthia Frazier is on with us. And Joya has joined us. So they are, close. But thank you very much. Thank you, Glenda. I appreciate that. Good to see Miss Lucille on. Thank you, ma'am, for joining us. Uh, and Miss Charlotte is on now. So, Georgette, if you need to go, we understand. But Miss Charlotte is on. Good to see Miss Charlotte. Thank you for joining us. Sarah Stevens is on. Liberty City's finest and Liberty County's finest as well. Judy Nixon is on earlier this time. Yes, Julie, I do pay attention. But good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Roshan Williams has joined us. Hello, Roshan. Thank you for joining us. Good to see Dennis, sir. I hope you're doing well. The Honorable Larry Baker, the mayor of the city of Waltowerville, Georgia. Good to see you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you for joining us. Miranda Lotson is on all the way from Charlotte, North Carolina. Good to see you, ma'am. Uh, and wow, I got Paul Delatory on too. So I got a family thing going on. I got Heather and Paul. So good to see both of you. Um, Debbie Williams Walker, Debbie Williams Walker, Debbie Williams Walker is on her way to Augusta. Hopefully you are, um, driving with both hands on the wheel. Uh, Gloria, good to see you, Gloria, as well. Aunt Ollie has joined us. Um, and Bernadette Bryant, good to see you, ma'am. Thank you for joining us. Glad to have you with us. All right, Jorset, you can stay, Jorset. Liza says it seems to be fewer people. No, I mean, our minimum is about 100 people. I mean, we do have less people in the summer than we do in the winter. Folks are just out, and so I do expect for them to come on every night like I do, and some do. Some are like at movies and they're at concerts and they're at games, and they still will log in. So the night's still young. We're only 8 minutes into this live, so don't worry about it. The family will show up. Um, and it's good to see Kathy Boggs this week. Thank you. I appreciate that. Tam Reeds, you have been acting up lately, and I'm going to have to put you on restriction. Um, hell no to the no. Good to see Bernice Lohman, the digital um, princess herself, and she has plenty of opportunities for you to up your digital game. It can be done. Good to see Dr. Pamela West on. Thank you, ma'am. Hope you're doing well. Felicia Vereen is on with us. Good to see you, Felicia. Sarah Malone, thank you for joining us as well. And Laura Renee Smith has joined us all the way from Pennsylvania, and she's shouting out her friend Debbie Williams Walker, Debbie Williams Walker, Debbie Williams Walker, who's on her way to Augusta. Thank you. Thank you, Michelle. Good to see you. Good to see my brother Sean J. Christopher doing great things. Proud of him, and good to see you on. Coach Cassell Bell from Jacksonville, Florida. Good to see her as well. Laura, I was not invited to the family reunion, but we'll talk about that. Gene Coleman is on with us as well. Philip Day, good evening to you. Thank you for joining us. Dr. Day, and then Paula Evans says, you would like to have a poster on your front lawn. Let's get it moving. Paula, is it a little one or a big one? And so if just tell me if you want the little one or big one, and if you inbox me your address, we will get it to you. Good to see Ethel from the Highlands on with us as well. Good to see James Hunsrucker. Good to see you, sir. Marsha Scott is on with us, and she is coming to see us tomorrow, and I'm looking forward to seeing Marsha and Rain tomorrow. Thank you. Good to see Miss Annette Mitchell on with us. Thank you. Carolyn Scott, good to see you as well. Happy Friday, Faye Law. Hope you are doing well, and we try to get you booked for the office opening tomorrow for you to kind of do one of your karaoke concerts, but they said you were not available. Petra, good to see you. Thank you for joining us. My brother Harry Thompson, good to see you, sir. Alan Wright has joined us. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Linda, I didn't know Tam was your cousin. I did not know that. Good to see brother Keith Kimball on as well. Tia has joined us. Thank you very much. And Bunny Ware has been everywhere. And Bunny, I need those pictures because people don't believe I'll be all these places. Good to see Bobby Williams on from Lauderdale Lakes, Florida. Good to see you. Rob Mitchell has joined us. Good to see you, brother Rob. Hope you're doing well. Paula, just inbox me your address. Lahoma Scott, good to see you as well. Bernice as well. And what's the difference in the sizes? Michelle, there's one like this big, and there's one that's like 2x4. It's like 4x4, like 4 feet by 4 feet. It's a big old sign. And my office hours, they open up tomorrow, and I'm not sure what they are. But ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and get started. It's Friday in the greatest city on earth. It's Friday in Savannah, Georgia. Yes, and we are so glad to have you all with us on another edition of Friday Night Live. Suave Scott, Angie from the DMV and the SAV is here. Candace Smith, thank you for joining us. We're so glad, so honored, so blessed that you have given us some of your time on this Friday night. On this Friday night, I'm so glad that you are with us. And what we want you to do, as always, we want you to like the page. We want you to like this page. We want you to like this page. We want you to share the page. We're not selfish with our love. We ain't hiding nothing. We ain't talking mean and nasty about nobody. We're just not. So go ahead and share the page. But ladies and gentlemen, guess what? Today, week number 170. Week number 170. 1,192 days, 3 years and 3 months we've been doing this, 39 months. Every single Friday night we have been doing this together. We've been doing this together, together, together. And I am so grateful for all of you. So grateful, so grateful, so grateful. Victoria said her fiance said bye. Man, tell your fiance come on in here. Call your fiance, tell him come on in here, and I want to know his name. I want to interview him, make sure, you know. Week number 170, and we are so happy for all of that. Week number 170, we're grateful for you, and as you know, what we do every week, we send out love to our girl Tara, and you know how we do it. We do it with the three green apple hearts, and then the very special Friday night heart. And this thing is not acting right, but it will in a moment. And it has, so you know we're gonna do that. So we send out love to our girl Tara. Hey Futch, you were supposed to inbox me your address, Futch. We were supposed to do that. Diana, good to see you. Thank you. And Major, your schedule has changed. I'm glad for that. That they'll let you be with us. Georgia, good to see you. I appreciate that. Cassandra Harris is on with us. Good to see you. I'm so glad that you are all on with us. So a couple of things, a couple of commercials, as you know, that I must do. And I think that Glenda was helping me out with it, but we want you to like this page, okay? Y'all know what I'm trying to do. And although this is not about that, so I don't spend a whole lot of time talking about it, but the fact is, I got to do it. The Honorable Kendra Roll is on all the way from Brunswick, but now she has taken some young people all over the southeastern United States. And so she has these young people in Little Rock, Arkansas right now. So sing out love to her and thanking her for her and a better Glenn for what they're doing. Tiffany, good to see you as well. And Latasha Barnes, who is amazing all in herself. Good to see her. Thank you for joining us. So that was the first commercial, right? The second commercial is, that the vision needs provision, right? And so I need your help. This is $5 Fridays. If you can help us out with $5 to get us there. Keetri, you say you're with us, really? You moved to Savannah? I'm happy about that, so I'm giving you love for that. But if you can go ahead and help us with a $5 donation, this is $5 Friday. We would love to have it again. You don't have to, I'm gonna love you regardless. But if you can go ahead and spot us $5 for this mission, please let us go ahead and do that. We would appreciate that a lot. Then the other thing is that tomorrow I am opening up officially the campaign office. And so this is an event. If you go ahead and you register, we would love to have you. And so I've put that event in there. And if you can come by the office on Drayton Street, we would love to see you from 1 to 4. We have food, we have music, we have signs. You can come pick up your signs. We have bumper stickers. We have magnets. We have all of those things, and we would love to see you. I will be by there. I had to go to a funeral, but then I'm coming by. So I would love to see you. We have T-shirts, so not the Friday Night Live T-shirts, but we have campaign T-shirts. If you want them, come on by and get the T-shirts. And we want you to wear them now. I don't want you getting a T-shirt wearing it like cleaning your toilets in your house. I want you to get them in, you know, I want you to rock it. Good to see Tiffany Stewart on as well, and always great to see our senior Friday Night Liver, Mercedes Campbell. Good to see her, and I'm giving her love. Appreciate her sweet spirit and appreciate her, Mercedes, getting on Friday nights, and she's one of our most faithful Friday Night Livers. So that's what we did. So I did the page. We want you to like the new page. We would love for you to donate $5 on $5 Fridays. And then if you could join us tomorrow, come by, meet some other Friday Night Livers. We would love to see that as well. Good to see Selma on with us. Good to see you. And wow, Mitzi Jameson Hines Thomas is a name I have not heard in quite some time. But it is good to see you, Mitzi. Thank you so much for joining us. The question was, where do you give the $5? I'm glad you asked. I just dropped the link in, and so you can go ahead and give it right there. Good to see the Honorable Cynthia Elaine Jenkins, the Mayor Pro Tem of oh Lord, Noonan, Georgia. Good to see her, and I'm glad to see her this week. I am home. And Michelle is in Kingsland. Okay. So a couple of things I want to talk about. Then we're going to talk about what you want to talk about. First of all, I want to welcome elected officials from all over the place, welcoming them to Savannah for the Georgia Municipal Association Conference. We have over 2,400 mayors, city council members, city managers, city staff from all of Georgia's 537 cities in Savannah this weekend. And so we are playing host to all of them. And so it's always good to have them here. And so they are everywhere. So show them some love if you see them. We certainly love to play good host to them. And so I want to make sure that we have a chance to see them. Wait a minute. I messed up. Sorry. All right. Yeah. So we want to thank everybody, all the elected officials. Some of them are on here. So sending out love to those who serve in local elected office. Y'all know it is not easy. It is not easy. So we thank them for being a part of that effort. So thank you. And I will post the event again. If you get a chance to come by, I will probably be around about 2 o'clock-ish or so. I'll be by. But please come on by, stop in, say hello, and I just put the link in there. Good to see Jennifer Davenport on as well. Good to see Molly Lieberman has joined us, and the Honorable Linda Wilder Bryant from the District 3 of the City of Savannah. My amazing partner in progress. Good to see you, ma'am. Thank you for joining us as well. Good to see Stacy on, and Adrian herself, boss lady from Jacksonville on. Sarita Johnson has joined us as well. Major, thank you very much so much. Thank you. Thank you, Tiffany. I appreciate you for the $5. LaWanda Tillman has joined us. Marcelo Stewart is on giving the event, so you can get the event, and we want you to register. So we'll make sure we know that we can prepare for all that's coming. So a couple of things I want to talk about. Talk about that. I want to talk a little bit about what's on my mind, and obviously, what's been on my mind. I've been like, hey, Julia Pierce, good to see you. Welcome back. Thank you for all you do in Ty being in Savannah. But this thing with this Titanic thing has my mind just rocked. I mean, I'm like, you know, this is crazy. Leonard, good to see you. Congratulations on year 17 at Candler ER. And so I'm going to go ahead and give you some love for that. But, you know, I was watching this thing and I'm like, you know, in a way, you see, you're like, well, you know, thank God that they died so quickly. They said it was in a millisecond that it would have been an implosion to the point where they would not have even known before you could snap your fingers, they would have been gone. And literally, there'll be no remains to um, to get. And I'm like, you paid $250,000, and you know, you go down to see the Titanic. Good to see you, Miss Alvernia, and you know, you be kind of become a part of the wreckage. And I mean, it was. I mean, it's just unbelievably sad. And now when you're hearing about all of these things about the vessel itself, and you know, I mean, my heart just breaks. I mean, I didn't know anybody involved, and of course, you know, we all do things that could be considered a little extreme sometimes. I mean, airplanes could be considered extreme, but it was just, you know, I mean, it was like you know, I became when I get obsessed about stuff like that, I start really, um, you know, kind of searching and researching and stuff. And so, you know, they were saying that um, the Titanic was like 2.5 miles deep. Um, two and a, you know, 2.5 miles deep, 12,500 feet, which is 3,800 meters deep. That I mean that's how deep it was, um, and it's about 370 miles southeast of Newfoundland. Newfoundland, um, and so that there's a depth where there's no water. I mean, no light. Um, I'm looking for that. It was light, yeah. So if you get um, below 3,000 feet, 3,280 feet, there's like no light at all. So you're literally in the absolute pitch black. And it was just like, wow. Um, you know, and they said that, you know, even, you know, sea life really doesn't exist down there. And I'm just like, wow. Um, hey, good to see Mark on. Good to see you, sir. Um, great job out there in Port Wentworth as well. And they said, and I see Laura saying the same thing. He said, you know, he went with his dad because it was Father's Day. And he was 19 years old. And I mean, you know, I mean, it was just sad. So, good to see Arlene on. Sheila, good to see you. Um, Georgia, thank you. Good to see Bring Grant on. I had a chance to hug her this week, so appreciate you for that. So I mean, it was just wild, and I mean, I've just been fascinated by you know, the depth of the Titanic, and that it's been there, and the people who have the money to go down there, and they do. You know, they call it extreme tourism, and you know that $250,000, you know, didn't preserve their lives. And so, you know, so I don't know. That's what I've been really thinking about this week. Um, so I just, it was just crazy. But our thoughts are out to their families as well. So that's the first thing I was thinking about. Second thing I was thinking about was tomorrow will be the 1 year anniversary that we had an officer involved shooting in Savannah, in Carver Village, on Gwinnett Street, um, involving a young man named Saudi Lee. And he had a confrontation of some sort with a Savannah police officer that involved a gun. And Mr. Lee was shot dead by this officer. Consistent with our procedures, when um, we have an officer involved shooting, we don't investigate ourselves. Um, what we do, hey Kwanzaa, um, we asked the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, which is really one of the nation's most elite investigatory agencies, to investigate it. And they issue a report. Um, they look and say, okay, this happened or that happened, one way or another. And I remember the day because, people in Savannah were very upset, and understandably. I mean, people are um, always upset when there is some type of, um, issue for um, a police involved shooting. Obviously, people should be very, very concerned. Um, and, so rather than people really getting upset, I've really asked this community, I said, let's wait and let's see, what the deal is. Let's understand.
Businesses, firing freelancers is like a bad.
Let's understand what the issues are. And so the shooting occurred on June the 24th, 2002. Um, and, the GBI said that Mr. Lee was walking down the middle of the street when Savannah police officers went up to him. The GBI statement says that Mr. Lee showed the officers his wallet saying he had a weapons permit. And then it said that Lee pulled up his shirt and pulled a weapon from his holster. Then the chase happened, and then he was shot. All right. So I wasn't there. Nobody else was there. We needed someone independent. So we had um, the GBI to investigate it. So this was June 24th when it happened. It was turned over to the GBI, the same day. And so in August of 2022, the GBI they finished their investigation and they turned their findings over to the Chatham County District Attorney. And so, and we've been waiting ever since just to see what the deal is. I mean, I think, I'm not within the purview or under the purview of the district attorney's office, but obviously this family, deserves to know. The city deserves to know. Our police department deserves to know what occurred. And as I have said before, if our officer acted improperly, then we would, prosecute him or do whatever we could to make sure he was held accountable for his actions. However, if the officer acted properly, then of course we will, handle it as well. Um, the officer since has had some real issues ever since he no longer works for us, and I think he's been arrested several times since. But that's neither here nor there. We need those findings from the district attorney about what happened, so we can deal with that. Good to see you, Henry Lee Perry. Good to see you, Dr. Thurman Neal Tillman. Good to see Miss Julia on, y'all. Y'all give Miss Julia some love. And so that's my statement on that. I mean, everybody deserves to know. That family deserves to know. They need accountability. They need closure. And they deserve to know what those facts are. And so I'm hoping that the district attorney's office will move quicker and certainly communicate with the family and us, the status of it, what's going on with it, and certainly when we can expect to hear it. It's not good having this kind of hanging above your head. So um, I wanted to talk about it because it was on my mind. The other thing, and I wanted to thank Dr. Patricia West for mentioning it, and I appreciate all the women, Linda Wilder Bryan, all the women, Stella Shabazz. We were able to erect the Robbie Robinson marker in Camp Park this week. And many people may not know, but Robbie Robinson was a civil rights attorney. He was the first person to be elected to the city of Savannah as the District 5 alderman. And he, in 1989, in December, was killed by a pipe bomb that was mailed to his office by a guy named Moody in Alabama, who has since been executed. But this bomb went off in his office on Abercorn Street, and I remember it because I was a student at Savannah State, and I remember the December day because it was snowing, which it doesn't do in Savannah. But this was 1989 when he died, and although we were able to do some things to honor his memory, Alderwoman Wilder Bryan and the family, and then certainly we concur to be able to do something a little more fitting in his home neighborhood to remind people of not only his life and his legacy, but of this loss that this community had. So thank you all for that. Ms. Talia, good to see you. Margarita is on. Hilda has joined us as well. Laza, your dad was killed in 1992. Well, blessings to your family. Kiosha, good to see you as well. Good to see Her Honor Trish Brown of the Chapman County Board of Elections. So want to thank you all for that. The other thing I did want to point out was yesterday at the city council meeting, we had the opportunity to honor President Kimberly Ballard Washington, the 14th president of the Savannah State University, who had decided to leave her post. And I was clear that, again, if you want to be serious about Savannah State, then we have to invest in Savannah State. And the state of Georgia cannot say that they're serious about Savannah State on one hand and then cutting Savannah State on the other hand. But that's a whole nother conversation. And so we'll talk about it. Hey, and Neil Patel, good to see you, sir. Thank you for joining us. And thank you, Major. I appreciate that. So I wanted to talk about that. I also wanted to talk about, and then we'll talk about what you want to talk about, is our millage rate. And I want to talk about it a little bit because it is confusing. And it's confusing because the state legislature has made it confusing. So this is how it goes. So every year, we assign property taxes by a measurement called a mill, M-I-L, short for millage. And so the mill is the amount of tax dollars that the city can levy for every $1,000 of a property's assessed value. So if we have $1 mill is $1 per $1,000 of the assessed value. Okay? 1 mill is $1 per every $1,000 of assessed value. And so what we have been able to do in Savannah is we have been able to make property taxes the lowest they have been in really 27 years. Good to see you, Miss Laz. What do you mean you lived here your whole life but not welcome to rename our square? What do you mean? Why do you say you're not welcome to rename your square? Hey Sharon, good to see you. And so our millage rate right now is 12.20. 12.20, which means it's 12.20 by every dollar of assessed value. Now, this is the lowest it's been since 1987 when we were at 11.30 mills. So we have decided, well, we've gotten to the point where hey, good to see Robin McDaniel Beck. So every year we assess a millage rate. And the millage rate for the city of Savannah pays for the city services that you get. What does it pay for? It pays for police, it pays for fire, it pays for trash, it pays for roads and bridges, it pays for recreational centers, it pays for all those things that citizens enjoy. Now, you have some cities that they don't pay as big as a millage rate, but they nickel and dime everything else. So, for example, you might have a lower millage rate, but then you might have to pay for trash pickup separately. You might have to pay for fire, like that whole fire fee thing. Okay, um, you know, um, you might have to pay for other services that citizens. It's like going to a buffet. It's like a buffet. You pay one price, you eat all you want, or you can do it what's called a la carte, in which you mean you buy this, you pay for this, you buy this, you pay for this. Um, Liza says you told you weren't important. Who told you that, Liza? Who told you weren't important because you live in Wilmington Island? No, you live in Wilmington Island. You just don't live in the city of Savannah. I mean, who told you weren't important? You don't let anybody tell you that. Um, you're not a city of Savannah taxpayer. You live in what's called unincorporated Chatham County. But I know I never told you weren't important. I mean, who told you weren't important? I really want to know. I didn't tell you weren't important. I told you were not a city of Savannah taxpayer, which for purposes of the things that we do here, obviously my first um, consideration are to those who live within the corporate limits of the city of Savannah and those who pay taxes, housing taxes within the corporate limit of the city of Savannah. Again, if you live in Wilmington Island, then you don't live in the city of Savannah. I am the mayor for the people who live in the city of Savannah. I'm not the mayor for people who live on Wilmington Island. So I'm sorry you took it that way. But the reality is, we have programs for citizens, and we give priority to those people who live here. And people have choices. So I mean, people live where they want to live, and that's not a problem. So I never told you were not important. I wouldn't tell anybody we're not important. I might have told you that my priority is to our residents, and I stand by that. I mean, we have to take care of those who are paying the bills, and so City of Savannah residents are the ones who are paying the bills. Obviously, again, you live in Chatham County, unincorporated Chatham County, so obviously, your mayor is um, the county commission chair. Um, we have housing affordability programs for our residents. We have first-time home buyer programs in which we help put a second mortgage on to help people to buy houses in Savannah. And there are apartments, there are all kinds of things. Now, the affordability issue is relatively recent. I mean, and that's just that's a function of property value. Properties have gotten more expensive, and so they've gotten more expensive, and that's what's happened. I mean, Liza, I appreciate you, and I appreciate you teaching. But again, um, I don't serve people who don't live in the city. I just don't, because you know, it's like me saying that I'm over your house and I have nothing, which is why you don't really hear me weighing in about that kind of stuff. Um, uh, well, Camila, send me an inbox and I'll get you that information. We help people all the time. We have a bunch of home buyer programs. We have Habitat for Humanity. I spoke at their conference this week to create ways for people to own their first home. The question is, are you willing to go through the work that's going to take? And I think everybody can own a home. Matter of fact, it's our desire that everybody who wants to own a home, um, should have a home. But it is a process. It deals with finances. It deals with credit. It deals with identification of a place. And so, you know, that's it's a process. But you will never know till you try. And so, um, I purchased my house at 26 years old, um, and it was hard, but I stuck to it. I wanted to do it. So I will tell you, Liza, don't give up. You can do it. Okay. Well, Liza, you teach in Beaufort and you live in Wilmington Island. I mean, I think that might be an issue. Thank you, Missy. I appreciate it. But anyway, let's go back to the taxes. So 12.20, 12.20. Last year was 12.20. This year we're keeping it at 12.20. But because we raised some money, the state says that we have to advertise it as an increase. So based on valuation, and good, let me see. Well, I missed some people. Um, uh, Good to see Tree Dougal on. Good to see Deborah Nesbitt on. Um, Thank you, Audrey King. Good to see the Honorable Gabrielle Nelson from the city of Port Wentworth. Good to see Alexandria. Thank you so much for joining us. Um, and so as a result, because of valuation, and I mean, it's really confusing, but anyway. So the city charges you, the county charges you, the school board charges you, and Chatham Area Transit charges you. And so each of these bodies assess a tax. So when you look at your tax bill is a combination of all of those things. Now, your house is an appreciating asset, meaning that your house goes up or it should go up in value. And so I've heard so many people complaining that their house has gone up in value, which that's what it's supposed to do. The house is wealth. Money has never been wealth. Historically, wealth has always been in land. A wise man passes on an inheritance for his children's children. It was done through land. And it was done through purchasing land. Hey, Marsha, good to see you. Hey, Shauna. It was done through land, which is why we tell people, if you want to do that, you do it through land. And so as you get the land appreciates in value. You want your land to appreciate. Well, the backside of your land appreciating in value is that you have to pay more taxes on the land, more taxes on the asset. And as the value goes up and your indebtedness or your loan goes down, hey Barry, goes down, you have what is the difference between what you owe and what it's worth, and that's called equity. That's equity. So that's like you bought a house for $100,000, and when you sell it, it's worth $300,000, which means you 300,000 minus 100,000 is 200,000. You made $200,000 off of that asset. And so, we have been able, because of valuation, because property is more valuable, we've been able to get more tax money off of that. So there's some things. So we estimate it'll be about $7.8 million extra that we'll get because of this extra money. So there's some things we can do. We could take the $7.8 million and we can give the money back to taxpayers. Thank you, Tree. We can give that money back. $7.8 million equates to about $45 for a house that costs $100,000. So if your house costs $100,000 and we give you your portion of the $7.8 million, you will see a savings of about $45. Most of y'all blow that on Starbucks every week, right? So what we have chosen to do is to take the $7.8 million and use it toward drainage. And if you live in Savannah, and if you have been driving around this week, we know Savannah does not flood like it used to, but we know that with bad weather, when it rains, more severe weather events, we know that flooding is an issue here in this community. And our flooding our flooding issues are based on water conveyance. Water conveyance, meaning water moving. And so what happens is we have these canals and what they call pinch points. And so the water comes and the water is moving, and then in some places the canal might indent a little bit. So the water now is the same amount of water coming in, and it backs up, and the water goes where it goes, and that's where flooding is. And so we have three places that we want to use this $7.8 million to be able to help fix some of those pinch points so the water can move better. I think it is wise. 12.2 is the millage rate. 12.2 is the millage rate. If you're a homeowner in Chatham County, you have what's called the Stevens Day exemption, and that is on your home property. And on the Stevens Day exemption, that means that your property rate does not change. It holds to a particular value and it does not change. And that was a very smart exemption for property owners here. I thought it was a great opportunity where we were able to help to maintain some form of property tax exemptions. I wanted to talk a little bit about that Stevens Day thing. And hopefully, if you own a house here, you should be paying for you should be getting an exemption. So the Stevens Day exemption is an exemption that is equal to the difference between the current year and the adjusted year base year prior to the homestead application. Okay, so that is an exemption. Then you can get other exemptions that help keep your property tax lower. There's a senior school tax exemption. There's a school tax disability, a special Chatham County exemption. If you're a disabled veteran or unremarried surviving spouse of a 100% disabled vet, if you're an unremarried surviving spouse of a U.S. service member killed in action, if you're an unremarried surviving spouse of a firefighter or peace officer, or if you're elderly, there are deferrals or there are exemptions for you to be able to do, and you should certainly investigate those. So I just think we have to be smart, and this is one-time money. This is not recurring revenue, and you can't turn around and say that you can't say, well, we want you to do something about flooding, then we try to do something about it, then it's an issue. $7.8 million. The $45 that you would pay to get, it'll cost you more than $45 to get your car out of the water if it sinks, or to get your house if your house floods. So I mean, I just want us to be very clear about that. The bottom line is 12.2 mils is 12.2 mils. It was 12.2 mils last year. It was 12.2 mils this year. But because of valuation, we have $7.8 million extra, and we could give back to a homeowner $45, or we could try to fix flooding in Savannah. I think we need to try to fix flooding in Savannah. Laura says she don't drink no damn Starbucks, and neither does Marsha. Tam, be nice. And Tam and Liza, I want y'all to be nice to each other, okay? All right. All right. Tiffany Deal is checking in. Good to see you, Tiffany. Thank you for joining us. Yes. Chris, you're absolutely right. I think you have to file for it within a year of purchase, but I think you can still file for it provided that is your homestead. So there's a homestead exemption. I think you can still file. I'm not exactly sure, but you could definitely check with the tax assessor's office. And we're sending out love for Shauna. My big brother Van's birthday will be Sunday, so y'all go ahead and give her some love. Thank you, Tiffany. Tiffany said you can file anytime at the first of the year. Thank you, Tiffany. Chris wants to know, isn't there one if you're in a failing school district? Chris, I do not know. I don't know. I mean, the reality is I have not chick nor child, but I pay my fair share because I want young people to have education. And the reality is that some of the kid issues that these young people deal with, education is really the last thing on their minds. So, I think we pay money to help it do better, um, and we do it to hire and retain qualified administrators and qualified teachers, and then you hold them accountable the um, uh, results. Tiffany, you're very welcome. Kenja has joined us. Glad to see him. And so we need to do it. What about our homeless friends? Well, it's the same issue. I mean, the city of Savannah has put more money into homeless than anybody in this region. Liza, Chatham County doesn't put any money into homeless prevention. I mean, or doesn't put nearly what we put into it. And we need everybody to be rowing in the same direction about this. Um, we have about 700 homeless people a night, about 200 of them on our streets. And most of those 200 folks want to live on the streets. And so, how do you address those people who have a right to determine where they live? And they can be on public property. So we're doing that to help people where we can, help our veterans where we can. If it's an issue of medication, if they want to go home, if they have a place to go, we will send them to home or to whatever family member they want to go to. But we want to make sure that they're eating, make sure that they're safe, make sure that they're healthy, make sure that they're clean where we can. And so we do that. Fields Frazier, wow, she's joined us. Good to see her. Good to see Iron Bull on. Yeah, well, Liza, they're all over the county. They're not all over the city. They're all over the county. Matter of fact, they're all over the country. And every city I've gone to, and some way worse than here. There are homeless people all over our country. And so I don't look at them as being a nuisance. I look at them as being an opportunity for us to do better and be better. And we as a community have to do that. And so when we talk about the taxes that City of Savannah residents pay, some of the money that the residents of City of Savannah pay go toward homeless. The money that folks in the county and some of the other municipalities pay, nothing goes to homelessness. And that fact is that we all have to pay. We all have to bear the infirmities of our brothers and sisters. So thank you, Julie. I appreciate that. And congratulations, Liza, for your son. Kathy Brown Grant has joined us. Thank you. Good to see you. Rachel has finally joined us. I was looking for you, Rachel. How are you doing, Rachel? I hadn't had a chance to check on you, so I'll give you a hug. I want to know how you're doing. Um, and thank you, thank you. Alexandria wants to know, is the unhoused population due in part to mental health issues? Yes. Yes. And the reality is that, the city, we're not in the mental health business. That is state funds that are used to do that. And we know that mental health resources are scarce. I met with the new commissioner of developmental services, or whatever the long title is, over mental health, and they're trying to do things and create mobile teams to address issues of mental health. Um, Again, you know, we're not set up to deal with those mental health issues. Um, if they need to be hospitalized, that's a whole process that's outside the city's purview. But you're absolutely correct. But for us, in our street team, sometimes, does a person need medication? Can we help them get the medication? Can we help get them stabilized? Can we help them if they're full? If we can help them to be able to think clearly long enough for us to help, then that's what we try to do. Iron Bull has another place for the wrestling event for the Seaport Championship Wrestling. So good to hear that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, yeah, Major. I'm not. We're treating people like people, and I know that I've gotten a lot of trouble about that because people have called my office say, do something about it, move them out of the way. They're unsightly. I mean, no, these are people, and the law says that they have a constitutional right to be on right of ways, and so for people who feel that they're unsightly, then why don't you help us to take care of them and make sure that their needs are met, and so you know That's what our goal is. Having, I'm only a couple of paychecks away from being homeless myself. So I'm gonna love on people. I'm gonna care for people and do what I can for people. Hey Joyce, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. And Vanessa, we haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing well as well. Thank you. Um, and Marsha has referred them to the Salvation Army, and they do have wonderful programs for the homeless to include a shelter. So thank you. Um, and Rachel is doing better. Yay, Rachel! I'm giving you some love for that. Um, of course, Rachel, we love you and we appreciate you. We're glad that you're doing better. And so thank you, thank you, thank you. George says I was within arm reach to her last week. Um, I don't remember that. I don't know. Dina, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Um, yes, thank you. Of course we pray for you, Rachel. We appreciate that. And Sarah says thank you for helping get through chemo, surgery, and radiation. We did not know that, but we are glad that you're all right, Sarah. That's what we're about. You know, we are going to be a community of love and care and concern. We are going to be dignity over drama. We are going to embrace people for who they are and not for who we want them to be. They may think differently or feel differently or act differently or believe differently than me. They still have value. They still have um, the rights. Um, and so, we love them and we love you, Sarah. We love you, Rachel. We're glad that you're better. Alma Michael, I called you back, Alma. I called you back. So just so that you know, LaMonica Graham. Now, LaMonica Graham works with the homeless. Um, she works at the Parkers um, Women's Center. And so they serve, how many women y'all serve? And they keep them up to 90 days. And so she's right in there in the midst. And she knows, I mean, a lot of these folks, some of it is financial, but a lot of it is mental issues. And sometimes people just need help to get back on their feet. They just need help getting back on their feet. Um, Oh, George said, I was not within arm's reach. George said, you were on the other end of the table, and so I couldn't reach you. I put my arm out for you. So, Tabitha Lindquist has joined us. Good, 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 good. Uh, Alma, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, and yes, we are sending love out to my brother Spencer White, our Friday night liver. He is a Friday night liver, and he had surgery, but I understand he's doing better. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, Keitra, thank you very much. Um, Thomas, thank you, sir. I appreciate that. We were glad to be able to do it. Um, and yeah, we all might get to that point. Um, you never know what people are going through in their mind. And I cannot tell you how many people have come to me privately, people who come on Friday Night Live and told me that they were going through um, some of the roughest times in their lives. A couple of people have told me that they were thinking of doing something to themselves, um, that they were in tears or they felt lonely or they felt alone, and that they came on Friday Night Live and they felt a part of a community. And I mean, that touched me more than anything else. To know that, we were able to do that. Hey, Chastity, good to see you. Hadn't heard from you in a while. Hope you're doing better. And give Chastity some love, y'all. She's in need of love as she continues to grieve, and so we give her some love. Um, and it really let me know because once the pandemic was over, I was done. I said, I'm gonna stop. And people like, don't stop. And it's like, we need to stop. And they were like, don't stop. And I remember once somebody told me that they were saying that how I call everybody's name at the beginning. And they were saying that I was, they felt like they were on Romper Room and said, I shouldn't be calling everybody's name. And then I met a lady well, she called the office and she told me she was on Friday Night Live and we were talking, and she told me um, that while she's on Friday Night Live, she's a widow, and that her children are one is away and one she's estranged from, and she says that she gets on Friday Night Live every week just to hear me call her name, just for her name to be called, because nobody calls her name. And it's like, wow, wow. You know, that is the meaning of community. And so if my platform as mayor was to be able to help people to feel a little better, to make it through the day, to, that if, our thoughts and our prayers mean something, if we, I mean, I remember Rachel, we were on that day, remember, and Rachel was really feeling bad, and I mean, and y'all were just so encouraging to her. I mean, it makes a difference. It makes a difference. And that is why I am convinced that where I can, we're just going to be nice to people. And I know it seemed like a very novel concept, particularly during this time of such evilness, um, such evilness. Um, but the reality is that if I'm going to use my time and use my effort and use my energy and use this unique platform that I have called being mayor, then I want to use that to be able to lift people up. Um, Miss Julia Carter lost her husband, and we were with her. We were with her. Y'all never. So most of y'all know. I've known Miss Julia my whole life. But you all did. I mean, but y'all were just showing her love, and I think it helped. She told me that it helped her. Um, you know, she told me that it helped. And when you're able to help lift people up, I mean, that is what this is all about. This is really the power of community. When Shauna lost Van, and Van was at Friday Night Live, um, we were showing love for her, and I mean, it meant something. And we want to use this platform to be able to do that. And so I will tell you that after being in a negative world the entire week, I mean, I just want to be around some good folk. And every now and then, we'll get a Freddie or Willie, somebody come in here with their hate. But I mean, the fact is, I know that our power of good drives me, because you notice they don't stay long. And I'm not blocking them. It's just, that good and evil can't coexist in the same space. But I can't do it by myself. It is the power of community. And so you all are part of that. Good to see you, Treen. Um, Thank you, Georgia. Um, Michelle, you were there? Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. It was you know, I tried to do what I could. I wanted to keep it short because I know they didn't come to see me. So, Michelle, I tried to get in there, hit my speech, and get out. So, um, Barry, we appreciate you, man. And we know, man, Barry is a special dude. And I was so happy when I had a chance to finally meet Barry. Barry is a soldier. He is a trooper. He has a lot of challenges, but Barry keeps a positive attitude and he keeps trucking on through. And we're just glad to have you on, Barry, as well, Richard. Um, and let me see. Yeah, Shauna. Yeah, I miss my big brother Van. Marsh. That's right. When I met Marsha, she said, see, she said that we helped her through the loss of her father. I mean, I remember Mother's Day. We were calling mama's names and stuff. Well, Michelle, congratulations to your daughters. That meant I got to shake your daughter's hand. So, congratulations to your daughter. Um, yeah, Dennis. I mean, that's what it's about. It's about this greater community. The big we, not the little we, but the big W we. No, thank you, Barry. Thank you for being such an inspiration to us. So, you know, if I can create an opportunity for education and inspiration and some good old loving, 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 then that's what it's about. And yeah, I mean that was Alicia. I just met Alicia's dad like the week before he died, and I mean we were all there. And yes, yes, we love Jorsette. We love her mom more. We love Miss Charlotte more, but Jorsette, it's all right. Um, and I'll be surprised what this does for you, Paula. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And Julia, we are one. Um, and so you know, I'm on here and I'm trying to get. Well, hey, if this program blessed you, the team is saying, hey, uh, like the page, and if you can make it tomorrow, come on by the event. Go ahead and click on this and let folks know. Come on by tomorrow. Uh, get a T-shirt, get some food, meet the campaign team. You can definitely volunteer if you want some signs. We can get some signs. Um, go ahead and get campaign signs because we want to win this, and we want to win this big. We want to. Terry Mobley just showed up. Terry Mobley just showed up, y'all. It's 10:09, and Terry Mobley just showed up. She know we start at 9 o'clock. So, but anyway, if you could show up, please show up. Tomorrow, it's not the Friday Night Live event. It is the opening of my campaign office tomorrow from 1 to 4 at Drayton Street and 32nd Street. Drayton and 32nd Street. Drayton and 32nd Street. I think it's 1510 Drayton Street. I'm putting it down. Um, from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Come by, say hi, get food, signs, T-shirts, magnets, bumper stickers, and at least give me some bump. I gotta go to a funeral, but I'll be by as soon as I get finished with the funeral. Hey, Miss Loretta, good to see you. If you get a chance, come by. We would love to do that. And you'll be working, Michelle, but it's okay. We will. But we want to win. We want to win big. We want to leave no doubt, be really clear that Savannah is a place of dignity and Savannah is not a place of drama. And we have been subjected to drama for the last 4 years. And I have conducted or tried to conduct myself that I have not been a part of the cast of that drama. That I've continued to carry myself in a way that will make you proud, that you have called me to be your servant, called me to be your mayor. And I'm appreciated, I'm appreciated of you. God bless you all. Have a good weekend. Remember 12.20 is the same thing. We need to fix this drainage. Thank you for being Savannah Strong. Good night, everybody.